Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, my subscribers on YouTube, peeps on Facebook, everybody at House of Nerdum, and of course, all the Jets fans around the world because the Jets are so bad, even the president can't give you a pardon. It is time for the NFL Week 13 predictions, but before we get to Week 13, we have not only the playoff standings to go over, but we got to go over this past week in my winners and losers awards of the week. So we start off with Thursday. The Raiders finally get a win for the first time in over a year as they beat the Chiefs 24-20 in what was a pretty damn good Thursday night game. So congratulations to the Oakland Raiders on getting the big upset of the year so far. I'm sorry, people. This is a big upset to me. Don't get me wrong, the Rams beating the Broncos and the Seahawks, yeah, but Raiders winning the first game. No one had that happening. I'm sure everyone thought, like, yeah, they're going to end up like Detroit did. Moving to the Sunday games, the Browns defeat the Falcons 26-24 after the Falcons head coach forgot the first rule about football when you're trying to win a game with a field goal kick: clock management. Unfortunately, the Falcons, who are 4-7, are still first in the NFC South, which I will get to later. The Eagles pretty much destroy the Titans 43-24. You know, they beat a terrible team. Patriots defeat the Lions 34-9. That Lions defense was nowhere to be found. Same with the offense. The Packers, who everyone thought would score 50 points, did not, but still won 24-21. Because the Packers D showed up in another good game by Aaron Rodgers this week. The Colts pretty much showed why they are going to win and control their own destiny, as they defeated the Jaguars 23-3. The Jaguars, the Colts did have miscues in the first half. The second half they woke up and they got it right. And then of course it was the Bengals taking on the Texans. Bengals show up and finally win and do something intelligent, 22-13. The Chicago Bears beat the former coach Lovie Smith and beat the Buccaneers 21-13. The Cardinals, who showed that they don't have a quarterback, lose to the Seahawks 19-3 and get the second loss of the year, both ironically enough on the road. And I will join you later, Vampire Hunter. Moving on. The Rams almost made the comeback, but unfortunately they would lose to San Diego 27-24. But congratulations to the Rams. You did better than a lot of other people thought you were going to do, and Chargers barely got out of that game alive. Broncos won a tough game at home over the Miami Dolphins 39-36. The 49ers destroyed the Redskins 17-13, pretty much making people doubt that maybe RG3 is not the answer. On Sunday night, the Cowboys would win a close one, 31-28, and we will be back to this game in a little bit. And then, of course, on Monday night, the Buffalo Bills win one for their city as they defeat the Jets 38-3, and the Ravens give the Saints their third home loss in a row as the Ravens win 34-27. Now, handing out my awards, the best feel-good moment has to be the Buffalo Bills. Don't get me wrong, Oakland Raider fans, you did win, but Buffalo winning for their city and their fan base, winning in Detroit, that was a feel-good story. I wish more people would talk about it, but I know that's not going to happen. But Bills, you get my hats, and you are the MVP, at least for teams, this week. So congratulations to Buffalo. Because there was a lot of people taking the Jets to win that one because Buffalo didn't get practice. Well, they showed they didn't need practice. Of course, the best upset win goes, of course, to the Oakland Raiders, winning against Kansas City. Now time, and by the way, best catch has to go to Beckham Jr. Even I'm honest on that one. It was a beautiful catch. Didn't win him the game, but it was still damn beautiful. Biggest disappointments. Of course, the Atlanta Falcons head coach for not knowing what clock management is, and the Lions for getting to show the fuck up. But also getting an award, 4 worst teams. And believe it or not, it's all the 4 teams in the NFC South. Because all 4 of them are below 300 or less. Are so bad, almost all of them are below 3 or more games below 500, okay? Well, if you look at the AFC, which one was it? AFC North, all the teams there are 3 games above 500. Let that sit in there, okay? That's how bad the NFC South is. It's a joke. So the Atlanta Falcons, the New Orleans Saints, the Carolina Panthers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get my worst teams of not only the week, but a damn good possibility of getting the worst ones for the NFL season. Because both teams fucking suck balls. Period. Balls. On that note. Moving on to the playoff standings, since we're doing that right now. What's up with the NFC? Arizona still in control of their own destiny in the first seed. All they got to do is win out, and they will win the #1 seed. Green Bay is now the second seed as they win the tiebreaker over Philadelphia based on head-to-head win percentage. Philadelphia is the third seed right now as they hold the tiebreaker over my Cowboys based on win percentage in the division, which could change on Thursday. The Atlanta Falcons are the fourth seed at 4-7 based on tiebreakers over the New Orleans Saints. You know, so, and I just want to let that in, and we're going to get to the South in a minute. Yeah, so here's the thing, and by the way, the other two teams, as far as for the wild card, Dallas is the fifth seed at the moment, at 8-3, and then things get a little weird. Seattle is right now the sixth seed, believe it or not. Originally, I thought it was going to be Detroit, but due to the fact of all of these wonderful tiebreakers, I got to explain. Seattle wins the sixth seed at the moment based on tiebreaker over Detroit based on best win percentage in common games. Divisional tiebreaker has pretty much right now eliminated San Francisco. Seattle wins tiebreaker over San Francisco based on best win percentage in division games. Detroit would be on Detroit and San Francisco are both on the outside looking in at 7-4. Detroit does have the tiebreaker on that one, Mr. Goodrich. So believe me when I say this, you are not having a good day when you're losing like this. Because you not only need to win, you got to hope and pray to God that the Lions and the fucking Seahawks fall on their ass. Period. Period.com on that. So Chicago not out of it yet. They are 5-6. They can still get in, but they would have to win out and get some help. New Orleans is only alive in the NFC South. Minnesota's gone. The Rams are eliminated at this point. The Giants and Washington are eliminated as well. But Carolina and Tampa Bay are still in it because how bad the South is. Okay? The best team in the South is 4-7. You mean to tell me, and this is where a lot of people are going to want the playoff seeding, something to be done with the playoffs after the season. And that before anybody says the Seahawks 7-9 winning, here's the thing. The Seahawks were a decent team then, at that point at 7-9. The winner of the South will not be a decent team. I'm sorry. You know it's pretty sad when I could probably take almost any college team and football. Hell, I guarantee you, Marshall would make a better person in the playoffs than any of them in the South. Champion, alright? I'm sorry, Atlanta's 4-7. I'm sorry, you mean it, and like I said, San Francisco, Detroit, Seattle, Dallas, Green Bay, Philadelphia. We know not all of them are going to make it. We know the winners of those two divisions, and probably the ones who get second place will most likely get in, depending what happens. So you mean to tell me that Seattle and San Francisco could get 10-plus wins, but miss the playoffs because they're not in the South? Come on, man. That is some bullshit. And that's as nice as I'm going to get, because it is utterly crap. Period.com on that. And if you don't like it, well, you can kiss the hairiest part of my butt on that, alright? Going to the AFC now. The Patriots are the #1 seed still at 9-2. Denver is at 8-3 in the second. Cincinnati still the third seed. And the fourth seed are the Colts. Now time for the tiebreakers, which this could change after this week. Kansas City holds the tiebreaker of the fifth seed over Baltimore based on best win percentage in conference games. Divisional tiebreaker was initially used to eliminate San Diego. However, San Diego is the sixth seed based on the tiebreakers over Baltimore, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. Now, of course, Kansas City and San Diego are both 7-4. So are Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland at 7-4. And Miami and Buffalo are not out of it yet at 6-5. And Houston still has a chance to win their division or get a wild card spot at 5-6, but they would need help to get it. And that is no lie, my friend, on that. So with that being said, let's get to the games this week, and we start off with the 3 Thursday games. By the way, to all my friends out there, Andrew, Mr. Goodrich, and everyone else watching this on House of Nerdum and around the world, have a happy Thanksgiving and enjoy the Thanksgiving games as well. By the way, last week, before I forget, I had a pretty damn good week as I went 11-4 in picks, and for the season, I'm 112 in wins, 62 in losses, and 1 tie. So let's go. Game number 1 Thursday, which will be at 12:30. It will be the Chicago Bears traveling to Detroit. I'm taking the Lions on this one. Don't get me wrong, the Lions are coming off a bad loss over the Patriots, but the Bears just stink. I don't trust the Bears. I think there's going to be a lot of fixing going on after the season's over. So I'm taking the Lions to win the game. So go Lions on that one. Mr. Goodrich, I keep telling you, I don't stream on YouTube, I stream on Twitch. Moving on to the afternoon game, the Eagles will be at the Cowboys. You know who I'm picking on this one. I'm picking the Cowboys. They're my team. I'm not going to pick against them. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Moving on, we head to San Francisco, Mr. Goodrich, as your 49ers take on the Seahawks. Now, even though the Seahawks have had Kaepernick's number, I am taking the 49ers to win this game. I just feel that the 49ers are a better home team than the Seahawks are a better road team this season. You know, granted, I'm going to be honest, I think the loser of this game will most likely miss the playoffs, depending what happens. Of course, I know the winners of the I know Seahawks and Niners are hoping to God the Bears and the Eagles win their games, and that's a fact. So yeah, I got San Francisco at home. Should be a good. All 3 games look great for Thanksgiving, in my opinion. All 3 have playoff implication. Keep that in mind. Moving to the Sunday games, we got the Redskins traveling to Indianapolis. I'm taking the Colts on this one. We're going to see that Andrew Luck is the better quarterback, not RG3. RG3 looks like crap this year, and as a matter of fact, he may be the very definition of what flash in the pan is. Moving on, we got the Texans taking on the Titans in good old Houston. Ironically enough, as you remember, the Titans used to be in Houston, the Houston Oilers. So it's a rivalry of sorts between the old team and the new team, so to speak. I'm taking the Texans on this one. J.J. Watt has a great defense. J.J. Watt in that defense. Moving on to Buffalo, Browns versus the Bills. This is a hard pick, one of the many hard picks on Sunday to me. I'm taking the Bills at home. I don't think weather's going to play a key factor here. I think, though, the Bills who have momentum on their side, they got the city behind them, they got the fans behind them. They're the feel-good story right now in the NFL. I hope they keep it going. I'm taking Buffalo to win the game. Another tough game. San Diego comes to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens. Did we not just see what they did to the Saints? They beat them with the running game. Now Ravens, though, here's the thing. If the Ravens pass defense, if they can actually show up, because it was still close, the Saints could have won it, or at least tied it to send it in overtime, the Ravens passing defense is going to have to step up to win, to help him, because Philip Rivers is a good quarterback. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I will take the Ravens and the running game. Oh dear God, this shitty game. Giants at the fucking Jaguars. Dear Christ in heaven. This is gonna piss me off, the pick. I'm taking the Giants. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if the Jaguars won, because that's how bad the Giants are this year. Don't get me wrong. Mr. Beckham Jr., he had a great game, but the Jets just suck, period. The Giants suck. The Jaguars suck. If this game is shown in your area, I apologize, because you're going to get the worst game of the week if you have to sit through this. I apologize. Bengals take on Coach Lovie Smith and the Buccaneers. I'm taking the Bengals. Buccaneers suck. It's still amazing to me that they only got 2 wins, but yet could still win the NFC South. That's how bad the NFC South is again. I know people, I'm repeating myself. I'm like a broken record going, Sorry, but the NFC South sucks. I'm taking Cincinnati. Raiders travel to St. Louis to take on the Rams. I'm taking the Rams in this one. Don't get me wrong, the Raiders, they had a long day of rest. They got the first win, but I think they're going to lose this one. This was supposed to be my upset pick. I was going to have the Raiders winning this game, but when they beat Kansas City, I figured there's no point. I'm taking the Rams. The Rams win this one. Moving on, the New Orleans Saints try to find a win against the Steelers. This game is in Pittsburgh, Andrew. And Andrew, I'm going to make you the happiest man in the world. No, I'm not going to give you AJ Lee. I am taking the Steelers to win at home on this one. The Saints are just crap. Moving on. Panthers take on the Vikings. This is my upset pick. I am taking the Panthers to defeat the Vikings, only because I want the NFC South to be so screwed up, it's not even funny. So I'm taking the Panthers. I'm not confident in the pick, but you know what? I just want to see anarchy. I just want to see suckiness. I want to see shit personified win a division. That way we can fucking old bitch about it. It'd be hilarious. Cardinals take on the Falcons. I'm taking the Cardinals on this one. Falcons, apparently they don't know what the word clock management means. And while yes, the Cardinals, I don't have faith in the backup quarterback who's pretty much the starter from here on out. I think they'll still make the playoffs, but I don't think they can make it to the Super Bowl. I think if Carson Palmer was playing with them, they would have a better shot. So I'm taking the Cardinals to win this one. Game of the week. Yes, I'm not saying it's the Eagles and Cowboys. This is Patriots at Packers. A lot of people are saying this could be the Super Bowl matchup, which I do believe. This is a hard pick, though, because both teams have been playing so well. Offensively, both teams have been playing great. Defensively, both teams have been playing great football. But with that being said, I'm taking the Packers for the sole fact this is a home game in Green Bay. If this was in New England, I would have took the Patriots. I think home field will play a key part in this game, so I'm taking the Packers on this one. Next, by the way, there's no teams with a bye this week from here on out. Just keep that in mind. Sunday night, the Broncos take on Kansas City in Kansas City. Chiefs need this one to keep trying to win the division title alive. They also need this one to keep wildcard hopes alive, depending on what happens. But I'm taking Denver on this one. Denver just had a great victory over Miami. I think they're going to continue that. And if the Patriots do lose and Denver does win, that opens the first seed back up in the AFC. As far as for the Monday night game, Mike Greeny, yeah, I got some bad news for you. Jets ain't winning this one. It's Miami at New York. I'm taking the Dolphins to win this one. The Jets fans are going to be suing bad. It's not funny, you know. By the way, that's what I really want to know. If you want to date up somebody who's women out there, if you're looking for somebody to for commitment, date a New York Jets fan. You don't have to worry about commitment. They're afraid of ring, you know. They're afraid of rings. I probably screwed that joke up, I know. By the way, don't forget, hey, women out there, you cry doing the Notebook? They're the New York Jets fan. They'll cry every time the team is on. Alright, by the way, just as a recap, I have Lions, Cowboys, 49ers, Colts, Texans, Bills, Ravens, Giants, Bengals, Botchamania, Bengals, Rams, Steelers, Panthers, Cardinals, Packers, Broncos, and the Miami Dolphins getting a win this week. Let me know what you think. Do you agree or disagree with my predictions? And until next week for Week 14, have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the turkey. Enjoy the football on Thursday. Be safe out there. And I will see you next time. Woo! Gobble, gobble, gobble. I want some turkey. I'm going to eat me some turkey. Yeah, I'm going to get fat, fat, fat. I'm going to get fat.